Meteorologist Cam Tran on WESH 2 News.
First tonight on WESH News at 11, tracking Tropical Storm Elsa in just hours. We could soon start feeling the effects of the storm.
Elsa has already become deadly. A look at the damage it's already leaving behind.
And prepare now. Some Central Floridians grabbed a shovel to protect their homes from potential flooding.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Tonight at 11, Tropical Storm Elsa brings heavy rain to Cuba as it tracks north to Florida.
Video from Cuba shows downpours that flooded streets and strong winds. More than 100,000 people were evacuated from flood-prone areas, and Elsa is already being blamed for at least 3 deaths.
Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency ahead of Elsa's expected landfall. Lake, Sumter, and Marion counties are all part of that declaration.
WESH 2 News has team coverage tonight. Matt LaPoli is with people preparing. Paul Rivera is at the airport as travelers rush to get out of town. But we start tonight with first warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. Tone.
Hey guys, we got a couple moving parts here. We've just got the 11 o'clock advisory, and the winds have come up a little bit from 50 to 60 miles an hour as the storm is beginning to pull away now from Cuba just to the east of Havana. And let's go and take a look now at that. You can see slowing down as well at about northwest there at about 12 miles an hour. The other thing that we've been monitoring tonight, been watching the Miami and the Key West radars, and there have been very distinct circulations with some of these feeder bands and some of the energy coming up on the northeast side of this particular storm. So that has me a bit more concerned about what I'm seeing tonight, because usually what goes on down to the south sometimes comes up with the particular storm system. And when you look at the 11 o'clock advisory, code isn't changing, folks. The models are locked in, again, very close to the western side of our peninsula, probably within about 50 miles of Tampa Bay. And on that path, on that trajectory, that would mean that we're going to deal with rain. Some of that could be locally heavy, the risk for tornadoes, and also, again, flood watches are beginning to expand. All of the models now in that tropical storm status there to very close to a hurricane. So flooding, tropical storm, wind gust, and tornadoes, for me, are the biggest concerns. The flood watches are expanding tonight to include Sumter on into not Lake County, but over towards Polk County. And remember, we've had a lot of rain, northwestern Osceola County on into Lake County, southwest Orange County. So it won't take much to get watches and warnings issued during the day tomorrow. I'm going to talk more about that. I'm going to time out the wind. We're going to go county by county. So many graphics to show you. Everybody will know what's going on in their neighborhood over the next 20 minutes. Guys, back to you.
All right, Tony, thank you. Central Florida could start seeing Elsa's rain and winds starting as early as tomorrow. Tonight, though, we saw several people getting supplies to prepare. WESH 2's Matt LaPoli reports that's especially true in Lake and Marion counties. And both Lake and Marion counties will continue to offer sandbags on Tuesday, so be sure to bring your own shovel then.
City of Daytona Beach started making sandbags available Sunday. The city says a number of people have taken advantage despite the July 4th holiday. Residents can get up to 10 sandbags per vehicle at the city's Public Works facility on Bellevue Avenue. City leaders say bring shovels and they will provide the bags. Steady business today all day long at Seminole County sandbagging locations. One of them was set up at Eastmont Park in Altamont Springs. Elsa is not expected to bring torrential downpours, but it could slightly shift course and deliver more than expected. And once you have the sandbags filled and ready, you are all set for the 2021 hurricane season.
In Lake Mary, some sandbag piles are essentially untouched. The city opened sandbag filling locations today, but didn't see much traffic. This is at the Lake Mary Sports Complex. The city will open the locations again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Orlando was the place to be for the 4th of July, but today travelers rushed to get back home before Elsa's potential impacts. WESH 2's Paul Rivera spoke with passengers at Orlando International Airport.
There's a security line right behind me. People are starting to leave after spending time in Central Florida for the 4th of July holiday. But what's definitely on their minds as they're heading out is Tropical Storm Elsa.
We went surfing. Yeah, it was
jet
fun.
ski.
There was plenty of fun to be had for those visiting our area during the holiday, but now the focus has shifted.
We know what we had to do just in case, but we're watching the news every time.
Some are not getting out of town, but rather welcoming relatives to their homes.
They're not so sure if it's a safe trip, but if the plane is flying, it's got to be safe.
For them, the storm prep has already started.
Clean up, just clean up and buy extra water.
Yeah, we bought food, take care of our stuff, our cars.
It wasn't just at the airport that people were leaving ahead of Tropical Storm Elsa. I-4 was packed on both sides as the holiday wrapped up for people just in time. While the storm makes its way, those staying closer to Florida will be drawing from past experiences.
Well, my sister, she was in Puerto Rico when Maria, so everybody knows what Maria did in Puerto Rico.
You know, check Google or something like that. To check like what it says, the instructions, getting ready, prepared, buy whatever it tells you to do, and just hope that you're safe.
Reporting in Orlando, Paul Rivera, WESH 2 News.
The state's price gouging hotline is open for reports of any businesses taking advantage of the incoming storm and raising their prices. The number is on your screen right now, 1-866-9-NO-SCAM. Reports can also be made on the No Scam app. We are just hours away from feeling any potential impacts from Elsa. When we're not on the air, you can stay up to date at WESH.com. We're also sending out push alerts through the WESH 2 News smartphone app.
Developing right now, deputies discovered a body inside a car in the Pine Hills area. This happened on Kingsland Avenue tonight near Indian Drive. Deputies do not know how long the body had been there, but did say the man suffered at least one gunshot wound. Meanwhile, 4 more bodies were found in the rubble of a collapsed condo in South Florida. Search efforts resumed after an overnight demolition of the remaining towers, but tonight, 117 people are still unaccounted for.
The chances to find somebody alive is close to 0. I'm realistic, but we are still full of hope.
Crews demolished the building ahead of Tropical Storm Elsa's arrival. WESH 2's Daryl Forges is in Surfside.
It's been a deadly 4th of July weekend. In just 3 days, more than 400 shootings were reported in the U.S. and at least 150 people were killed. The database Gun Violence Archive compiled a list of shootings and victims in the U.S. over the 72-hour period. Several mass shootings made the list. 3 teens and a 6-year-old were shot in Virginia. 4 people were killed in 2 separate shootings in Dallas. And in Chicago, 14 people were killed and 83 hurt in gun violence. One Blood is holding a blood drive tomorrow at the hospital where an officer who was shot in the line of duty is receiving treatment. Officer Jason Rayner was shot nearly 2 weeks ago in Daytona Beach. Anyone 16 years and older who meets the requirements can donate blood. Donors will undergo a health screening, and masks are required if you haven't been fully vaccinated. The blood drive runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Halifax Health on North Clyde Morris Boulevard.
We aren't even close to the peak of hurricane season, and despite Elsa's weakening to a tropical storm, this is still a good time to prepare.
The 7 key items you should put into your hurricane kit.
Plus, the 4th of July has come and gone, and that means lots to clean up at the beach. How beach safety crews say everything went.
It's your day. So come on, all you early risers, alarm snoozers.
Gotta have my first cup of coffee drinker. Let's get started together.
So for all you need-to-knowers, the swipers and the scrollers.
The sky watchers, the traffic fighters.
And the everything in betweeners. This is WESH 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. Let's get this day started together. Download the free WESH 2 News app today.
Tropical storm Elsa has slammed ashore in Cuba. The storm made landfall around 2 this afternoon, 80 miles southeast of Havana. Elsa is the earliest E-storm on record. Tropical storm Elsa now has its sights set on Florida. Whether it's a tropical storm or a hurricane, it's always important to have your supply kit stocked.
That's right. You never know when disaster might strike. It's too soon to know exactly what Elsa will do, but the push to get hurricane supplies and make sure that you have a plan, well, they became priorities for some over the weekend. A few things to include in your hurricane kit: water, flashlights, non-perishable food, and batteries. Some people we spoke with today say they have been ready.
Because I like to be prepared. I don't want to be caught off guard. I don't want to be one of those people that have run out of supplies. And it's just a lot easier, a lot less stress.
To keep stress at a minimum, find important personal papers, especially your homeowner's insurance, and make sure you have a good supply of any prescription medications as well. Contractors for Volusia County beaches were out early to clean the beach after the 4th of July celebrations.
Now, fireworks are illegal on the beach. WESH 2's Claire Metz reports there was a lot of fireworks debris along the shore. Beach Safety says they are starting to secure any equipment they don't need, extra cones, signs, and lifeguard towers in the event the tropical storm creates problems on the beach. A busy day at Volusia County beaches. Beach safety officers say they rescued 60 people from the surf today. Crews flew the red flag due to strong rip currents. There will be a scattered risk for severe weather in central Florida with Tropical Storm Elsa, along with gusty winds and the potential for flooding.
Yeah, we're expecting it to start sometime tomorrow afternoon and last well into Wednesday. Let's get you over to Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi to get details on that timeline.
All right, guys, let's do that right now. Again, if you're just checking in with us, here's the 11 o'clock advisory. Really no significant shift at all in this cone. A lot of the models have been just offshore the Tampa Bay area by about 50 miles. But again, on this approach with the front right quadrant right in our crosshairs, we're watching the flooding risk, the severe weather risk. Again, heavy rainfall. Flood watches are being issued now to include portions of Polk and Sumter County, and this will likely be expanded as we go through the day tomorrow, depending upon how much rain we get. We have inland tropical storm watches for Marion, Sumter, and Lake counties, and then just west of there, we have tropical storm warnings, meaning that tropical storm winds are expected within 36 hours. Now, notice the breeze here, steady diet of east to east southeast winds. When you look real close, this doesn't look that impressive, but actually the structure is well intact, and we know that because the hurricane hunters were in there and they were relaying some of the latest data to us, and that's why this is now a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm with winds around that center, and you can see it already trying to wrap around. Look at the very heavy rain. But the thing that we've been monitoring here, look at the bands, these squalls way in advance of the system itself. And we've seen rotation offshore tonight as far east as Miami earlier this evening. Even a little piece of a rotating energy right there, just to the south of the northern Keys. So we don't like seeing that, but we'll watch the trends overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Now, we have ongoing showers here in our northern locales, but again, expect a lot of heavy tropical downpours from late morning on into the afternoon. I wanted to show you the latest updated run on Futurecast, which I actually, for the first time today, like. I think it's actually latching on to the appropriate scenario. Between 2 and about 4 o'clock now, there's the first wave coming up from the south. That lifts to the north. We'll have to watch that band. And then by about midnight, a stronger band on that northeastern quadrant there of our feature begins to lift north and east up towards the west side of Flagler County. And with each individual band, that's where we could get into trouble with the risk for tornadoes, strong gusty winds, and very heavy rain in a very short period of time. Then you can see by about 4:30 in the afternoon, still tracking the rain, but the core of the wind well north and east of central Florida. Speaking of the wind, look at that now. A 50% chance for experiencing tropical storm force winds in western Marion County. That drops to about 10 to 20% along I-4 and even lower back to the east. GFS model coming in with tropical storm force winds by 10, 11 o'clock in the evening. That lifts northward overnight and through the early morning hours on Wednesday. And then by the afternoon, this big core of wind energy begins to head north and east of central Florida. The other thing that we're watching is the risk and the potential here for very heavy rain in a short period of time. And last but not least, look at this, severe weather risk. Isolated tornadoes are part of the equation come tomorrow with all the heavy rain, flooding likely off to the west with a possible concern here in the yellow. Let's take a look now at Elsa in Marion County. Look at these winds, 45 to 55, 3 to 5 inches of rain. We head south into Sumter County. Again, tropical storm watches up, gusts 45 to 55, rainfall 3 to 5 inches. And then as we head over towards Lake County, we have gusts 35 to 45 with the potential for 2 to 4 inches of rain. Up and down I-4, it's a little bit lower in the wind department, a little bit lower in the rainfall department, but the caveat for me is if we get these squalls coming on up, we can easily exceed 40 miles an hour. I have all of the rest of the counties posted on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. Let's take a look now at your updated 7-day forecast. We get past Wednesday, much better weather Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is what a typical July forecast looks like in Central Florida.
All right, Tony, but check out this view of Tropical Storm Elsa, one we do not see every day. NASA astronaut Megan MacArthur took this image from the International Space Station. It shows the storm when it was in the Caribbean Sea Sunday. MacArthur tweeted, "Stay safe, everyone." Darren?
Hey, there's summer coming up in sports. Why there will be no drama for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars when it comes to training camp. Plus, a Game 4 overtime thriller. We have highlights and reactions from that just heartbreaking loss up in Canada. Sports is next.
Right now, we're tracking Elsa.
WESH 2 first warning weather.
Monitoring the storm's projected path and strength. Warning you first to changing conditions.
For the latest on Elsa, stay with WESH 2 first warning weather. Download the WESH 2 app to get updates now.
We want to know, how do you find the best spots in Florida?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Word of mouth is on the street, asking people like you where to find some of the best barbecue in Florida.
It's the barbecue plus the sauce.
One-of-a-kind outdoor adventures.
What they're going to get is pure paradise.
And exotic places off the beaten path.
How can anybody not be a farmer?
Right here in Florida. Because the best way to be in the know is by word of mouth. Wednesday at 7 on WESH 2.
WESH 2 Sports is sponsored by Mullinax Ford, where our low upfront prices and no dealer fees makes buying fast and easy. Shop Mullinax, Florida's largest Ford retailer. Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
The Cup was in the building. Hello, everybody. I'm Darren Stoltzfus. The Lightning had a chance tonight to pull off the first sweep of the Stanley Cup final in nearly 25 years. How big was it? The Bolts had more than 16,000 fans in Amalie Arena tonight for a watch party. Yeah, Game 4 was in Montreal. Here come the Lightning. That is it for sports. The news returns right after this.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Advent Health.
All right, folks, before we leave you, I want to give you one last look at the concerns for tomorrow. Flooding is going to be a big one, I believe, especially west of I-4. Watching those winds, especially if the storm continues to develop. And that tornado risk, for me, is one that we have to watch, especially what we've been seeing down to the south. Now, I wanted to finish this tour along the coast. Again, farther east, the winds will be a little bit lower, 35 to 45. Rainfall also a little bit lower. And then as we head over towards Volusia County here, you can see the winds 30 to 40. Rainfall anticipated to be about 1 to 3 inches. And last but not least, here in the Brevard County, winds 25 to 35. But any afternoon thunderstorm with a squall could be much higher than that. Rainfall amounts here 1 to 3 inches. Guys, back to you.
Tony, thanks a lot. The Sunrise team will be on top of the very latest with Tropical Storm Elsa, its track and intensity, and when its effects will start being felt here in Florida. They roll out at 4:30 a.m. And we're always on at WESH.com or the WESH 2 News mobile app.
Thanks for watching. We'll hope you join us again tomorrow night, but if not, we'll see you early in the morning.